what we do and blow some things up.
Hi and welcome to Select 10. Today we are going to count our picks for 10 best Hollywood action movies released in 2021 so far. Watch full video, as I will take 20 to 25 seconds for each movie to talk about its story, which will help you to pick the movies you want to watch from this list. Now let's start the video. On number 10. Army of the Dead.
They're not what you think they are.
It's an action horror film directed by Zack Snyder. The story follows 6 years after a zombie outbreak in Las Vegas, where a casino owner Blythe Tanaka and his associate Martin approach former Las Vegas resident and mercenary Scott Ward about a job to recover $200 million from his casino vault in Las Vegas before the military deploys a tactical nuclear strike on the city. Ward agrees and recruits his former teammates and venture into the quarantine zone in hopes of pulling off an impossible heist. Although the movie has its drawbacks, but it's completely worth the watch. On number 9. The Hitman Wife's Bodyguard.
They're planning a full-scale cyber attack.
Do not screw this up.
But we are definitely gonna screw this up.
It's a sequel to 2017 action comedy film, The Hitman's Bodyguard. Story continues as some time has passed between the events of each movie, and the sequel opens with Michael Bryce in therapy, attempting to cope with the events Darius put him through in the first movie. Bryce is still unlicensed, but he is forced to take action when Kincaid's wife Sonia, played by Salma Hayek, emerges onto the scene. The three soon become entangled in the dangerous plot of the terrorist mastermind, Aristotle. To stop Aristotle, now Bryce and Darius must put their differences aside and work together to save Europe from certain destruction. On number 8. The Suicide Squad.
Nothing like a bloodbath to start the day.
It is a 2021 superhero film based on DC Comics. The movie stars Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, Idris Elba as Bloodsport, John Cena as Peacemaker, and Joel Kinnaman as Colonel Rick Flag. The government sends these most dangerous super-villains in the world, Bloodsport, Peacemaker, King Shark, Harley Quinn and others, to the remote enemy-infused island of Corto Maltese. Armed with high-tech weapons, they trek through the dangerous jungle on a search and destroy mission. Although the story is decent, but it has great action sequences, which will keep you entertained from start to the end. On number 7. The Marksman. It is a 2021 action thriller film directed by Robert Lawrence. The film stars Liam Neeson as Jim and Catherine Winnick as Sarah. The story follows a rancher and former Marine, Jim, living in an Arizona border town, who must help a young boy escape a Mexican drug cartel. This cat and mouse chase between cartel members and Jim won't be showing you cars flying in the air type of action. Instead, this movie will deliver you a cool old-school action sequences, which will keep you at the edge of your seat. On number 6. The Tomorrow War.
From ever happening.
This is my opportunity to give this world a second chance.
The story begins as the world is stunned when a group of time travelers arrive from the year 2051 to deliver an urgent message. About 30 years in the future, mankind is losing a global war against a deadly alien species called Whitespikes. The only hope for survival is for soldiers and civilians from the present to be transported to the future and join the fight. As men get drafted for a war happening 30 years in the future, among those recruited is high school teacher and family man Dan Forrester. Determined to save the world for his young daughter, Dan teams up with a brilliant scientist and his estranged father in a desperate quest to save the planet. On number 5. Black Widow.
Between what the world wants you to be and who you are.
It is a 2021 superhero film based on the Marvel Comics. This film is a sequel to Captain America: Civil War and a spin-off to Avengers: Infinity War. In the movie, Natasha Romanoff confronts the darker parts of her old life when a dangerous conspiracy with ties to her past arises. Pursued by an enemy that will stop at nothing to bring her down, Natasha must deal with her history as a spy and the broken relationships left in her wake long before she became an Avenger. Black Widow may not be the best Marvel film, but you can always rely on Marvel to get the action and entertainment quotient just right. On number 4. Riders of Justice. It is a Danish action thriller, directed and written by Anders Thomas Jensen. The story follows Marcus, a deployed military man, who has to go home to his teenage daughter, Mathild, when his wife dies in a tragic train accident. It seems like an accident until a mathematics geek, who was also a fellow passenger on the train, and his 2 colleagues show up. And it turns out that the accident might have been a carefully planned assassination, which his wife ended up being a random casualty of. Marcus suspects his wife was murdered and embarks on a mission to find those responsible. On number 3. Nobody. It is a 2021 action thriller film, directed by Ilya Naishuller and written by Derek Kolstad. It stars Bob Odenkirk as Hutch Mansell, an retired assassin who one night fails to defend himself and his family from 2 thieves who break into his home. Later, the aftermath of the incident soon increases his long-simmering rage and gets him into fight with local goons on bus while saving a girl from harassment. Hutch must now save his wife and son from a dangerous and unknown enemy and make sure that he will never be underestimated again. Also, if you love John Wick type of action, then you will like this one. On number 2. Wrath of Man.
Who is this lunatic?
It is a 2021 action thriller heist film, directed by Guy Ritchie. It stars Jason Statham, a grieving mob boss who goes undercover as part of an armored truck security team in an effort to find the men who killed his son during a truck heist gone wrong. The revenge setup is simple enough, giving a subdued Statham plenty of opportunities to look cool and swat away attackers. Also, the firefight action sequences in this movie is one of the best you will see this year. On number 1. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
He's just a criminal who murders people.
It is a 2021 American superhero film based on Marvel Comics. The story follows Shang-Chi thinking that he left his past behind until he's drawn back into the web of the mysterious Ten Rings organization, belongs to his father who has mystical 10 rings, which grant him immortality and godly powers. He establishes the Ten Rings organization, conquering kingdoms and toppling governments throughout history. And now he wants Shang-Chi to be on his side to take forward his legacy. But Shang-Chi, on the other hand, have no interest in ruling the Ten Rings organization. Also, this movie has breathtaking visuals and crazy action sequences that will blow your mind. That's it for today. Thanks for watching this video. And do subscribe my channel for new updates related to movies and web series.